Okay, this is our third video in Latin, and we're still talking about the RA verbs, if you remember from the last videos. The first conjugation of verbs are the RA verbs. And we'll also talk about some irregular verbs like we talked in the last video. And we'll make a sentence. We are sentences. We'll start building sentences. So let's look at another RA verb. I'll write one here. It's called clamare. And you notice I underline the RA. So clamare means to shout or to cry out, to shout. You may have heard of an English phrase, clam up, from the Latin, right? Clam up, meaning shut up or be quiet, right? But clamare means to shout. So if you've been following these videos, you would know how to conjugate this verb in the present tense. We're in the present tense. Remember, clamare is in the present infinitive. It's the present infinitive. All right, so how would you conjugate this if you want to stop the tape? In the singular and in the plural of the present tense. So if you wanted to say, I shout, clamo, remember the O at the end there. Then you shout, clamas. Remember the os at the end. And if you remember these endings, you'll be able to conjugate any RA verbs. And he, she, it shouts, clamat. You got it. So o, as, at in the singular. And in the plural, what do you think? Clam what? Clamamus. The amus. Remember the amus. And then there's clamatis. Atis is you all shout. In the plural, you all. Y'all. And then there's you shout. They shout. Clamant. So you remember these endings. O, as, at, amis, atis, ant. And keep practicing that, and you can conjugate any RA verbs. All right, and also we talked about, in the other videos, we talked about irregular verbs. Irregular. They don't follow a pattern. And the one we talked about was essay. Very important one to know. And remember we said essay means to be or not to be. Actually, we should use the not to be, non essay, non essay, not to be, the word not, non. We'll talk more about that. So sum is I am, es means you are, est, he, she, it is in the singular, and in the plural we said sumus, we are, estis, you all are in the plural, and sunt, meaning they are. So if I said es fortis, sometimes you can figure out the words because remember there's a lot of Latin in English. So es fortis means you got that part right, you are brave. Es fortis. So how would you say you all are brave? How would you say that? You all are brave. That's right. Estis. You all are brave. Fortis. You're getting it down. Now let's talk. I'm going to clear this out. We'll talk about another irregular verb. It's called posse. And it means to be able to. And we'll break that down into the singular and into the plural. So in the singular, to say I am able to or I can, it's possum. And you see the sum there. So it's built upon essay from before. Possum, I am able to. And potes, what do you think that means? You are able to. See the S? And potest, he, she, it is able to, and that's in the singular. So you can see these endings. Then we have possumus. That's we are able to. Potestis. You all are able to. And possunt. Possunt. They are able to. So if you can just, you have to kind of memorize the irregular verbs. All right, let's write some words. We talked about a sentence from the last videos. You should be familiar with amo by now. We used actually this one, amo mandicare. And if you remember, that means I love to eat. How would you say I am able to eat? How would you say that? What do you think? Possum is I am able to. Possum mandicare. Now, we talked about the word non before. Non is, you add non when you cannot do something, like when you are not able to, or it's, for example, non possum is I am not able to, whatever the case may be. Non possum, I am not able to. Maybe I'm not able to eat right now. Non possum mandicare. Not able to eat now, I'm busy, whatever the case. So you put that non in front to add that it's unable to be done. And we'll talk more about them in future videos. It'll become more clearer when we start building sentences, which we'll do now. All right, here's our first reading. So if you look at the English, maybe you can figure out some of these words. There's some words you should know already, right? There's non est. Non est. There's est. There's non. We talked about this. And some are obvious. America, right? America didn't well, the land existed when the Romans were there, but no one was calling it America. The Romans did not know about America. So America is just America. So America Insula, what do you think that means? Whatever the case may be, America is not something. And this says America is not an island. America is not an island. America Insula non est. And the way Latin arranges their words, we'll talk about in other videos. Now, sed means but. And Hibernia is Ireland. So America is not an island, but Ireland is an island, est insula. And then we have America non parva terra. Terra means land, and parva means small. So that's where we put the non there, because it is not small. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to arrange more sentences. But first, we're going to start talking about the noun and cases. That'll be in the next video.